All right, I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet. This is one of my like kind of like favorite ones. Not really. It was really awkward for me. Not really awkward, but whatever. It could be awkward for people. So, anyways, we were at Starbucks. There was a girl crocheting. I think it was those little metal things and yarn, whatever the hell she was doing. She was making a scarf, and I was like, "Hey," I was like, "You're kind of cute." And then she was like, "Oh, thanks." And I was like, "Do you want to go see a movie?" Because like, fuck it. I was like, I'm not going to the movies myself. I was like, I'll fucking just ask a random stranger girl. And that's my confidence level. Like I'll ask a fucking stranger to go to the movie with me. They're gonna be the weird one to turn it down because at the end of the day, I just want to go see a fucking movie. And if you're making it weird, you're making it weird. I don't really care. So, anyways, this is what happened. So I was like, hey, I was like, you're crocheting, cool, cool, blah, blah, blah. We went and saw the movie. After the movie, we left. We made the left, and then we got to the stoplight. And then she's like, I have to tell you something. And I was like, sure, what's up? I'm all for fucking surprises and secrets. I love those. um, but she's like, I'm married. And I was like, I stopped for a second and and? I was like, I don't care. I was like, oh, and then I was like, do you want to go back to my place? And then she was like, yeah, sure. So anyways, we go back to my place. We started having sex. And, she was kind of like a nerdy looking girl, but she was a freak. But it was fine. Like it's crazy stuff. Like I was all into that shit. Like, but what ruined it for me? What ruined everything? What actually stopped this whole process was one girl that I was sleeping with, and she kept calling me baby and all this stuff, and I was fucking disgusted. Like I was just like, ew, shut the fuck up, please, just no, like do not call me that. So that moment right there ruined it for me, and that's when I stopped being a man whore because I did not want to feel that way anymore. My emotions were like, yo, ooh, like what the fuck? Like it felt good, obviously, but at the end of the day, I was like, no. So that's what ended it. But anyways, we go back to my place, start having sex, and she was like, I want you to come in my face, and I was like, I've never done that before, but sure. Yeah. So anyways, just in the fucking girl's face after we had sex. And then a couple times after that, she would always hit me up and stuff like that. I think we slept together like two more times after that. And then I was kind of just like, moved on to like someone, more attractive, less drama, more free time. Um, just continued my trend of being a man whore. And yeah, it was really fucking weird because she would message me all the time and like, it's like, hey, 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 hey. And like, I was one of those fucking retards that wouldn't just tell a person, hi, I'm not interested in you anymore. Please stop talking to me. Like, I would just let them consistently message me, and then fucking I hate when people do that now. It's weird. Just say, "Hey, I'm not interested," or like fucking speak up. Don't be a retard. But yeah. So, anyways, that was that one story. And then what other one can I toss in here? No, that girl's weird. Yeah, it was just countless numbers. Like I think. Oh, here's a fun side story actually. So, yeah, this one. We'll tell you this one. So my friends always doubted me. They're like, "There's no way you can pick up women, yada yada yada." And I like looked at them and I was like, "Like you guys don't know how fucking horrible I am." I was like, but anyways, so we all went out to the bar together. There was four of us, and I was like, "You pick the girl, and I'll take her home." Um, Obviously, if she's not like there with a boyfriend or some shit like that, like not really trying to deal with irrational people. But so here it goes. We were there. They pointed at this lady. She was cute. She had a drink. She was there with a friend. And then I walked up to her. So I was like, fuck it. This isn't hard. I walked up to her and I was like, hi. I was like, how are you? I like, shook her hand or whatever. And I was like, my name is Josh. I was like, I think you're really pretty. I was like, I'd love to get to know you. And then she like laughed a little bit. She's like, she's like, you're the same age as my kids. And I was like, oh, I was like, well, I was like, I was like, I'm not gonna take that as an insult, but I'm gonna assume that just means that you're not gonna be able to keep up with me. So, yeah, I guess this isn't gonna work out. I was like, you have a good night though. See you around. Um, and that was just me associating myself. Like she turned me down, but I'm putting a little bit of association in there, and I'm throwing a thought in her mind because that means if she doesn't find some other dude, I was the one that's like, you can't keep up. So, anyways, at the end of the night, I wasn't drinking, so it's like taking candy from a baby because alcoholic people make bad decisions. This is in the neuroscience research. You'll make poor decisions if you drink alcohol. It's how it works. You make poor sexual decisions, yada, yada, yada. So, anyways, at the end of the day, what happened here was at the end of the night, I walked up to her and I was like, hey, what's up? And then she's like, oh, hey, you. And I was like, hey, I remember you said you had kids, right? And I was like, so that must mean you're really good at telling bedtime stories. I was like, you should tell me one. And then we started making out. And then about a minute after making out, I got a text on my phone that said "nice cougar." That was actually a girl that I like talked to before that fucking wasted my time, and I don't know why she's fucking texting me. I literally texted back, "Kill yourself, but please don't kill yourself, but don't fucking text me anymore. Don't know who you are," because I just didn't give a shit about people back then. So, anyways, we left there, went back to my place, had sex. She left. The next day on her lunch, she came over, gave me a blowjob. Was super cool. I was like fucking sleeping. She just came over at lunchtime, and I was like, "Yeah, doors unlocked. Come in." Woke me up, fucking sucked my penis, all that fun stuff. So like, I had fucking fun in my life, and that was just And then we went out to another place, and just the same thing. My friends were like, "You can't meet girls," and I was like, "You're dumb." Oh, here's another story, right? So there was one girl that I really liked. She had a speech impediment and she walked with a cane. Um, she had a speech impediment because she tried to OD and kill herself. She tried to hang herself, but she didn't kill herself, obviously. So, speech impediment, less blood to the brain, happens. So, anyways, I really liked this girl a lot. She was super pretty, super nice. I freaking was like, yes. But you'd think that that type of girl would not be some sort of horror or some horrible person, but wrong. So, anyways, there was one night where I was like, hey, my roommates are going to some house party, and house parties to me are the fucking most boring thing in the goddamn world. I'd rather read a fucking book to go to a house party. I'd literally rather stare at the stars on our blanket and talk and go to a house party. House parties are fucking dumb, and they're full of useless bullshit. Even bars, I fucking hate them now. They're so stupid. They're stupid to me because my only association with the bar is fucking and wasting time, and I don't choose to do either right now. So, here's this story. So, anyways, we were all at the house, and I had two roommates, Livingston, Antonios, fun people. I love them. And what we did here was everyone was planning on going out, and I said no. But she was like, I really want to go out. And I was like, okay, go out with my friends, have fun. I stayed home. I think I actually played guitar, and I think I played a little bit of video games because I was a super gamer back then. So, anyways, they all get back, and they're all being weird. And this is some logic that you can use in case anybody fucking lies to you. Here's how you solve somebody to never lie to you again. So, especially if there's multiple people involved, it's real cool. So, what I did was I was like, why is everybody being weird? She was being weird, he was being weird, everybody being weird. And I was like, all right, what the fuck? And then, I think she was outside on the phone with one of her friends or something. And I was like, cool. So I was inside with those people like that. And then I walked over to the one guy, and he was like, oh, it's like fucked up stuff happened. He's like, go talk to him. So I walked over and talked to him, and I was like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, nope, can't tell you. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, all right, so now the person will tell me. I was like, here's what I'll do. I'll pretend that he told me, and I'll tell him that he told me, and ask him his side of the story. So if you're ever trying to figure something out with someone, just pretend that this person told you, and then ask the other person, hey, they told me what's going on. Can I hear your side of the story? Because it's kind of fucked up. Because everybody's being weird, so I know something fucked up happened. So anyways, he told me, he's like, yeah, so your girl and, him were making out, and I was like... I was fucking, oh god, I was fucking laughing so hard at the situation because he was disgusting. His teeth were all fucked up, and I was just like, yeah, have fun with that. Anyways, so I walked over to Livingston, and I was like, hey, dude, I was like, not mad at you because I was like way bigger back then and more buff than him and all this shit, and I think he thought I was gonna hurt him or something. I don't care. I was like, hey, dude, I was like, I'm not mad. I was like, thank you so much for showing me that this girl was a fucking piece of shit. I was like, high five, bro. And then he went to bed because he was drunk as shit. So anyways, she came into the living room, and I was like, hey, so once again, this is when I was a piece of shit. I would never do this again. So anyways, I was like, she's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, got anything to tell me? And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, what do you mean what I mean? I was like, you just gonna play stupid? And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, so when were you gonna tell me you're a whore? And then she was like, excuse me? And I was like, that's fucking English. I was like, when are you gonna tell me that you were such a whore? And then she's like, don't you fucking call me that word, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, time out. I was like, you fucking made out with my roommate. You didn't tell me. You wouldn't stay here with me, and you're a fucking whore. I was like, get the fuck out of my house, right? So anyways, she didn't want to get out of my house. So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, all right, well, you have your belongings. I was like, I'm going to, move you towards the door. I'm not going to harm you, but I'm going to get you over to the door and then outside. And she was freaking the fuck out the whole time, being like, and I was like, no, thank you. I was like, have a nice life. I let her out, shut the door, locked it, didn't fucking care, moved on with my life. No clue what she did, don't give a shit. And then I think I saw her. I saw her multiple times after that, not as like a friend or anything like that, but I saw her around, and I just was like, but yeah, there's some stories right there. I got tons more, but my goal with this page and my goal with my YouTube page that I'm going to start here soon is to teach people. I can teach guys and girls how to avoid all of the fucked up bullshit because I, the guy, lived it, and I did it to all the girls, and I saw how all the girls had it done to them by meeting them and listening to all the guys they met.